website right now and download my free course on alternate picking mastery. It contains 5 essential exercises that will take you to alternate picking mastery faster than you can imagine. And then I've included my method of how to lay out a practice plan in just 1 to 2 minutes that will absolutely boost your results like nothing you ever tried before. So go download it right now. It's free. What's the missing link? Because you can practice for years and achieve very little when it comes to actually performing and playing. And I used to feel like that. I was practicing hard, techniques and theory and everything. But I couldn't put the things together into something meaningful. I couldn't improvise. I could learn something beforehand. I could practice a song, a riff, a bunch of chords, and I could practice a solo before I was playing with the guys. But I couldn't just come up with stuff on the spot. In order for you to do that, you need the missing link of integration. It's a whole new thing. It's a whole thing that we don't see. And please don't put this or push this aside as something small. It's huge, and it's what most people are missing in that development. Because we practice a little lick, or we practice a technique or a sequence. Right? I used to do that over and over again, which is a really good idea. Or I used to practice strumming, right, in the beginning, and then I practiced arpeggio. It's out of tune now, right? Something like that, right? Right? So I could play a song that sounded like this, right? Or I could play a song that sounded like this. But the simple thing of making sure that I could go seamlessly back and forth between strumming and arpeggios, or playing single string and a lot of strings at one time. That discipline, once I got into that, and I designed little exercises of going, right, anchoring my PC bone where the low E string meets the bridge, or approximately. Once I started going back and forth between these two and designing little exercises, suddenly I developed the ability to being able to improvise my strumming patterns. Right? So that was a huge thing. And I did the same thing when it came to techniques. That was basically one of the things I used licks for, because licks are a combination of everything, right? And so when you take up a lick, you might use sweep picking, alternate picking, legato, hammer-ons and pull-offs. You might use an arpeggio in combination with a scale or several scales, right? So you really get to integrate a lot into something very practical. And that might be a huge load, taking all these, because I warmly recommend that you take one thing and combine it with another. One technique, combine it with another technique. So you keep your challenges where you can really punch them and do them in a short period of time. But once you start learning licks, you have all kinds of things working in there. And the way to not becoming overwhelmed, or the way to master that, is to take something small and loop it over and over again. That's what we do when we're looping. When we take one long string of notes, and then we take the first ones, loop them, take the next ones, loop them, then loop the middle, which is integration, right? Again, we take the first part, integrate it with the second, making sure that we can go back and forth, right? Seamlessly, with no effort. And then we do the next part. It might say, oh, that's a huge load, Claus. That's a lot of work. I just want to learn to play it from start to end. Well, then you become like a Play-Doh. I don't know what you call it in English, but like a machine that just plays notes, right? You want to learn to go back and forth like that. And that's integration, because you learn to integrate all kinds of techniques. And that's what licks are really, really good for. It's a study of how to take everything you know and combine it into music, into something real. But the way to keep it at a level where you can really do it and master it is to make sure you loop every little part of it. What that also does, final point here, what that also does is that you engage in the most important principle of mastery, which is mastery, which is not waiting to master something, but deciding right now that I want to master something right now. And how do you do that? Well, you take something so small, and then you approach it with so much power, so much intensity when it comes to effort. I hate the word effort. It sounds like pain. It's not. But you approach it with this much, and you take this little, and then you disintegrate it. You punch through it completely. Instead of just trying to break the board, like bam, and then hurt your hand and go, oh, that was hurtful. Then you smash through it. You hit a point beyond the board, right? Which is the trick of breaking boards with your bare fist, is to hit a point beyond it. So you take this much power when it comes to effort, when it comes to practice time, repetitions, and then you take a little loopable pattern, and then you just break through. That's the secret. And if you can do that with licks, then you get all the advantages we've been talking about in the previous videos, and you engage in the most powerful principle of practicing, which is mastery. Take that all the way to the top level of what you can possibly do, and then keep pushing. You might take it to this point, right? Then you take something new. You take that to this point. Then you get ambitious. Then this is not any good anymore for you, and then you push beyond that, right? And so you go, climb up the ladder like that. But so basically looping, taking licks and then looping them in little bits and pieces makes you engage in all kinds of cool stuff. You go into integration, combining techniques, and by looping it, you engage the principle of mastery. So it just becomes this fantastic voyage of developing your skills to an unreal level. If you use these principles all the time. And whenever we have to do that, you have to break the pattern of doing what everybody else does, because that's the easy path. You have to focus on these principles when you learn these licks. And as you probably know by now, if you've been watching my previous videos, is I have a new program online right now where we take 20 massive strings of notes where we combine all kinds of techniques in 4 different styles within rock and pop, you might say. And tools, arpeggios, techniques, and we combine them, and then I show you how you can create loops all the way. And that is going to create the pattern within you that enables you to create loops. Whatever you learn, you can create little loops. So you can start, just keep on playing and playing and playing and ending and beginning your lines whenever you feel like it, getting the most out of your licks and really developing your own unique playing style. Subscribe for more free videos. Do it. Do it now. Do it.